Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to kliqthistv.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Okay. Oh, I see. Jesus. I even scared myself with this angle. I was expecting to see myself. A real out-of-body experience. I was expecting to see myself in my normal setup, not in the vacation setup. And it was jarring. It was as jarring as all the other wrestling podcasts when it's the head on the platter. I hate this. I'm gonna have to redo this someday. Sorry.
Now you know what?
Sorry.
We've been doing it for 3 years.
Dude, no, but do you remember when we first started and I was down here? I rebuilt the add-on room in the house to look like the other one. Then I was in a hotel once. That's the Sinatra one you call when I had the chairs behind me. And I would just so that I'm thinking about the viewer, the consistency, the ease of the viewer's eye. It looks the same every week. At the same thing like at kayfabe when I used to do the sets, it was very important. Each show had a similar look. Now I just like if my pants are on, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was one of them. Where was that? No, that was here. I feel like that wasn't the angle though, Steve. I think I recreated the 45-degree gimmick. Kevin, it's a special day today on this show. We don't always do what we're doing here, but every once in a while, someone from our lives returns, and we're like, fuck, neither one of us have chopped it up with this person for a while, so let's do it in front of our friends. And just what the hell am I talking about? Talking about Raven. And our friend Raven, who's got a big documentary coming out in a couple of weeks. So we want to make sure if we're going to sit and chop it up with Raven, it's going to happen when his documentary comes up. What's going on, Scotty?
Nothing, man. If you got to get that shameless plug in.
Well, you gotta be a whore is what you have to do to cut through the noise. Noise of this market.
Let's go ahead and Scotty, where can they watch your documentary?
On the 18th, November 18th, it drops nationally, I guess worldwide. And you can watch it on Amazon Prime. It's called Nevermore, The Raven Effect. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, on Vudu, YouTube, Apple, iTunes, all the usual suspects.
All the streamers, it'll be available. Raven, how much time do you spend in this documentary talking about Raven's Wrestler Rescue, the best thing you've ever been a part of, where we went into indie promotions and we had you make over a young individual who was not able to get over?
Unfortunately, 0%. But
you ran out of time. There was other stuff to talk.
Yeah, not for lack of trying. I mean, it was the next thing to go in.
Yeah, but after 30 years of a run, it's kind of hard to make that final cut.
Yeah, well, I told him when we did it, I said, the only way I'll do it is if we make it warts and all, got to show all my negative, tendencies and all, along with the happy stuff that, everybody likes. But, I wanted to make sure it showed warts and all, mental illness, everything that, I was egotistical, I was annoying, I was a lot of things, that aren't great to hear about. But I knew, I've worked on them over the years and I feel like I've really conquered most of them. But watching it back, the rough cut, took me like 6 weeks to get around to watching it. He sent it to me and I was like, okay, 6 weeks later, he calls me up. He's like, hey, have you watched it yet? I'm like, no, not yet. I'll get to it. It took me another couple of weeks to finally watch the thing, And then I had to watch it in like 2 shifts because even though I've dealt with all the issues in it, it's like ripping off Band-Aids, Band-Aids you didn't even know were
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
Who was behind it?
This guy, Jodie Day. He also did the Bill Probert documentary.
Bob
I mean,
Probert,
Bob
the hockey
Probert.
player. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh, I
hockey
like
player,
that one.
yeah.
I like that show very much, actually.
Yeah, he did that. And he did the Charles Manson one and some other stuff.
Oh, so naturally Raven would be next, right?
Right, of course. Psychopaths,
Right.
united.
Right. Jews, right? Oh no, I don't think he was part of the
weird
Klan.
thing about the Jewish is I'm really not that Jewish. I wasn't even bar mitzvahed. I don't follow the faith, but I did get my athleticism from the Jewish faith, which shows a complete lack of athleticism. But
I
I
was
got
gonna
the brain,
say.
but I got the brain power too, though, from the Jewish genes. So I'm happy about that,
Anytime there's a Jew in sports, it's got to be highlighted. We need to do this, Scotty, to further the message. So I want to go back to something you said a couple of minutes ago. In watching it, the things that were difficult to digest, was it stuff that you talked about in the talking head parts of this? Was it footage that they put in, or was it just reliving the experience that was most difficult?
All of the above. A lot of it was from my own speaking about it. Like I talked about my mental illnesses. I have histrionic personality disorder. I got narcissistic personality disorder. I got
Kev, are you checking any boxes, Kev, as Scotty
I'm
talks?
just waiting till he gets to the other side of the menu.
Oh, the Charlie Sheen side of the man. Never took a dick in your mouth, did you, Raven?
No, not that I have anything against that. I just never was interested.
Yeah.
All right. I was hoping to get a Maven moment tonight. I guess it's not going to be that. Go ahead. Not that Maven's gay. I'm saying he gets the revelations from other people. But Scotty, when we did I guess one of the things I did with you was that Breaking Kayfabe show where it was like kind of stripped down and it wasn't talking about the gimmicks. It was more the person behind it. You did talk about specifically these things back then, and I'm going to say it was 10 years ago. So you were that aware even back then of these things, or were you getting help at that time?
I got help. I started getting help. Just pulling something up. I started getting help like when I was in WWE because like I was miserable. I thought my career was a waste. I didn't think I was, successful at all, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's how I felt. And so I was in my addictionologist who said that, he goes, you may not, he goes, how do you put it? He goes, you may not be an addict, but I've never seen anybody abuse drugs worse than you. So that's pretty good, I guess.
What was the drug of choice?
Opiates.
Where was your worst addiction issues? What territory?
It was ECW, the second run. That's when I started shooting up OxyCondoms. And I knew once I started shooting up drugs that was going to be the end of my career as an addict. At some point after I got, through at that stage, if I survived it.
Right.
How'd you come out of it?
It was really pure luck. I went down to a hotel down in Florida and went to a clinic where they had buprenorphine, and you're supposed to take like an ampule a day or something. I was taking like 9 ampules a day because my dose was so high, and the guy told me months later. He goes, I talked to him. He goes, yeah. He goes, I thought you were gonna die for sure. Because I coming off that dose. But I went with, I think Fonzie came with me, and I think Francine, I don't even remember.
like what it's when you were banging, like like how much were you doing?
15 Oxycontins, 80s.
80s?
Yeah, 15 of them a day, which is, I used to
God.
brag about it. I'm abhorred by it, you know?
Yeah, well, that's anytime you know, it used to be kind of uh, like the wrestling badge of honor for all of
Yeah,
us. You know,
yeah,
like we you know, and then when you get to a certain age and you look back and all this, like we were immortal back then. Like you didn't think that anything, and we had guys dropping at our feet.
yeah, it's crazy.
You know, but
It's just,
we just, and then you look back at it and you're just like, I don't think that there's anybody from that era that doesn't have a degree of post-traumatic stress.
yeah, I'm sure of it.
You
It's,
know, just that
it
life
was,
was rough.
it was brutal, you know, and, it was 9 days in that hotel room, just detoxing. It was brutal. I vaguely remember it now. Like it's all been pushed out of my memory pretty much. You know, luckily I'm able to like I don't stay sad or upset and stuff for very long. It usually just my system filters it out and then I'm happy again. So I'm pretty lucky about that.
Yeah.
Scotty, were
I get
any
to
of the things that you guys like Spicoli, was there anybody that was a real harbinger for you? Like, did anything send a message to you at that time?
Nope.
Or did you just kind of keep like, this is me, that's you, sucks to be you, Spicoli, but I'm me and
Yeah,
this won't happen to me.
yeah, kinda. I didn't realize how self-destructive I was until, you know, years later, which is kind of odd thinking the dose I was taking, you know, that how could you not realize you were self-destructive? But, you know, we kind of blocked those things out, you know.
Kev, what about you? When you were on the road and you guys were partying and kind of like the Kliq's height, were any of these other stories of these other guys,
Oh yeah.
were they sending warning signals like,
No,
fuck?
there was. I knew. I mean, because Scotty and I were very close, like early in our careers, and then even when he came in, we came into WCW together, the second time. We we always were because we were friends
Right.
and we broke in together. And a lot of people, like I was talking to, we were texting the other day, and there was a time where I think you were in the office in WWE at the time, and we were in the garden, and Scott kicked me, and it ended up breaking my neck, but he kicked me, and I got a brachial plexus where my fucking arm shut down.
Scott
And
Hall, you mean, not Scott
yeah,
Levy.
no, but Scott Levy took care of me.
Yeah, which is ironic that you guys ended up becoming best friends.
Yeah, well, he was my
'Cause
best.
you were ready to kill him that weekend.
Well, because he started it by booting me the night before in Montreal.
Right. Didn't he do it 2 nights in a row, right?
Two nights in a row. I mean, fuck, man. It was like, but like the one thing you knew about Scott was if you gave him if you're going to get hit by a belt or a chair and you were his fucking boy, that shit was fucking coming. There was no halt in it. I mean, he fucking knocked me unconscious in Worcester with a belt. I mean, anytime he fucking hit you with something, if you were his boy, man, it was like, fuck it.
Scotty, give me a percentage, 50-50, and then change it. What percentage of your health struggles would you attribute to the wear and tear in the ring that we're talking about, the physical abuse of the style you worked, and so many of you worked like in ECW, versus the abuse you did to yourself chemically over time?
Well, right now I'm in pretty good shape. I just got a sleep disorder that sucks. And I got early-onset Parkinson's, so I got a tremor. But luckily that hasn't progressed very far over 10 years, so I'm still pretty good with that. But I announced it publicly only because like when I had a heart attack, I never told anybody. I just kept, except my family and friends, you know what I mean?
You told
didn't
me, and I didn't tell anyone because we were doing a show together, and I was so surprised. I didn't want to harp on it with you. I was just glad that you were okay and you could show up for the shoots. But I was shocked at your age. But I shouldn't be, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, that was what I did, you know, and I
That-
ate unhealthy for years.
I mean, you look at that era of guys, cardiac arrest killed probably 65 to 70% of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
everybody was taking fucking somas and taking opioids. And I mean, lo and behold, you know, somebody finally fucking sat in the car and looked at the other guy and he goes, "You do know that the heart's a muscle, right? Like if you're getting to the point where you're fucking, you can't even walk. Yeah, there's a pretty good chance probably you're going to be in
the
some kind.
The steroids didn't help either.
No. Yeah, this one thing I'll say is, like so I broke in and I was gassed to the fucking gills, and then that Kip Fry came in and he gave a 10% fucking like bonus if you passed the drug test. So fuck, man, back then I was making 156. So I said to get 15 grand to be clean, I'm not getting used anyway, and I was Vinny Vegas with a fucking Hawaiian shirt on. I went clean, and I stayed clean, and I didn't go back on. I never took steroids again until I tore my quad. I was 42, and that was the next time that I took any gas, because I was always around.
But you were 6'10", 300 pounds. I was
Yeah,
I was $150 when I started. When I started lifting, I was $120. You know,
yeah.
and I had 17-inch arms and 11-inch thighs, and all I wanted to do was be big and built. You know, so working out will only get you so far. You know, you get like.
Well,
30...
but you also you made your first your gimmick was Scotty the Body.
Well, that was just as a heel. I figured people would boo me and say, you don't have that great a body.
Yeah, but
now,
it was still good. Like if you look back at an 8x10, you know.
I photographed well.
Okay.
Yeah, people go, oh, I used to be so built when you were Scotty the Body. I'm like, no, I wasn't. But people just misremember it now. I'm like, oh, I'll take it.
But it's like the big sexy thing. When you use the moniker, you become it.
Yeah.
If you're the body, you're the body. If you're sexy, you're sexy. It's not that you're sexy or that you have a body. It's just that we basically brainwashed them to fucking think that.
Yeah.
Well, whether you're the
Good
body
point.
or big sexy, one of the things that really can help you get there is if you're a dude and you wear the perfect jean. Just want to remind everyone that this week we're with Raven, and Raven can speak to wearing jeans. He wore them in the damn ring. So he knows that the perfect jean is the place to go.
Are we plugging something now?
When you want options, that will fit you right, but also that you can have the look. Okay, there's a 4-way dynamic stretch. You can see that up there with the girl pulling his gimmick. I'm actually wearing a pair today, and doesn't matter your size, guys, because they have something for everybody. All the combinations that you can put together, they have. The range of sizes is from 26 to 52 on waist and 26 to 38 in lengths. Short kings, big boys, everyone in between. We got you. You know what I mean? Style-wise, take your pick. 18 washes that go with everything. Basic blues, gray, white. My color here is kind of a light blue. Not often do I get up and pull my crotch on the camera here, Steve. So you want to help the elasticity. The elasticity. That's what it's all about. I'm off mic. I know I am. The elasticity is what it's all about. So, guys, don't let stiff jeans ruin the holidays. Please join 500,000 plus dudes who've uncrushed their nutsack with the perfect jean. Head to theperfectjean.nyc or just Google the perfect jean, for Christ's sake. And for a limited time, listeners are going to get 15% off their first order plus free shipping, exchanges, and returns. Just use code KLIQ15 at checkout. That's 15% off your order with that code. Go get them. Thank you, The Perfect Gene, for being with us. And that us includes Raven this week, if you're just tuning in. It is Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast, but our guest is Raven. Documentary coming out, Nevermore, the Raven Effect, coming to a streamer near you next week. When are we dropping?
November
This is Monday.
18th.
Hi, it's Monday. So on the 18th, next week, it'll be on a streaming service by you. Scotty, you meant...
Can I cut in for a second?
This is your show tonight. So you can do
What's with
anything
the red Sally Jesse Raphael glasses?
I don't know. I could go. The ladies in the room, we have a live audience. The ladies in the room liked it better than these. But
Dude,
it makes me too erudite, I
He's
suppose.
a quirky fuck.
So, but right, because Scotty isn't. But I wanted to mention something. You talked about your health issues, but I know you were diabetic, right? We've talked about that.
diabetic, yeah.
Right. And one time when you came in for me, we were shooting a guest booker, and we'd eaten dinner, and then we were on camera. Then you were feigning, dizziness because you said you were starving. You just had a goddamn prime rib, but you were just being your Scotty self. But afterwards, you said, "Can anyone drive me to a Wawa real quick?" So I had someone from the crew drive you, and you were flying out the next morning. It was probably midnight. We're breaking down the set. We're done. We're walking out, and you're coming back with Brian or Craig or somebody. And you had two, shopping bags. You had 4 boxes of cereal. And we talked about this for years.
I don't recall this.
You came with exclusively cereal. 4 boxes, and you were
why would I
leaving.
get cereal at Wawa?
Wherever the fuck they took you, 7-Eleven. I'm telling you, you came back with so much cereal. I tried to get an answer from people who knew you, and I asked Sam, he's like, "Who doesn't love cereal? That's Scotty." But so what was that? Were you just consuming sugar all the time?
No, I don't. I don't eat a lot of sugar. When I do eat sugar, I have to match it with fat so that the blood sugar doesn't go up too high.
But back then, though, I'm talking about like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I really have no. You bring this up every time I see you, and yet I don't recall it.
Have I asked you about that before?
Everybody knows how well cereal fucking travels.
Yeah.
Like you can always go through TSA with a fucking bowl of cereal. So I mean,
let's get back to the documentary for a minute. When it was proposed to you, did you have any trepidation? Did you think, you knew you were going to have to bear all, right? You said you wanted it to be warts and all.
Yeah.
But did you think that you'd hurt other people in your life maybe by revealing things?
I mean, it's me and my sister, she's the only family I've left, and she and I aren't that close. And it has nothing to do with her anyway, really, you know what I mean? She's in the documentary a couple times, I think, but yeah, I mean, I had a bunch of my friends from outside the business in it too, and it's kind of funny, they had the same, one of them pointed out that I had flunkies in college, like I always had a flock and flunkies that do my bidding, millions. I had that in real life too. It's weird. I always had to have a gang of people around with me, I couldn't be alone. And then now it's ironic that, because I love to be by myself now,
as we get older, we all turn into Howard Hughes.
Well, I'm working on the fingernails. I only got them about 12 inches now, but
I've got Kleenex boxes on his shoes right now, so.
How many bottles of urine do you have saved up?
The only one I had, this was not, it's empty, but
It won't be for long.
Yeah, during the show, usually I usually fill that bitch up.
But that's a worker thing from driving, right? I mean, you've all been pissing in bottles, right?
I mean, and the thing is, I remember one time we were driving and they handed me a Gatorade bottle and I fucking pissed. And all of a sudden you realize, like, oh shit, so now you got to pinch off, unroll the window, because you're not smart enough at this point yet to fucking crack the door and drop it down low. So instead you fucking
To pour it out.
Splatter the car.
The whole car gets fucking piss on it. Then you go to get something to eat. Everybody gets out and they go to get back in, and they go like, dude, can you fucking open the door from the inside? Like, fuck, your piss is all over. It's like, ugh.
It's better than getting rammed from behind by a Steiner brother at 35 miles an hour, though.
Yeah.
At a stop sign.
Yeah. Or fucking driving through like a Kentucky windy road and they stopping by bundles of kindling wood that they throw at your car. And, fucking bounce off your fucking window and fucking like, Jesus.
Who was your
How about we used to throw beer bottles at signs to try and hit them, causing all kinds of broken glass. And I mean, if we hit the sign,
25 years of going up and down the road throwing beer bottles. It's because number one, the rule was always not to buy bottles.
Right.
Because that was I remember that was like our biggest thing was you had to drink cans because, and especially when that last, like maybe the 2000 Cadillac DeVille had that, when you put down the armrest in the back, there was a plastic little door there that opened for skis. So you had direct access from the back seat into the trunk. So we'd put the cooler right there. And then if you got fucking blue lit, everybody would guzzle their beer, hand it to fucking the co-pilot, who would stomp it on the floor and then hand the cans back to the guys in the back seat, who would put them in the fucking deal. So at least when you got pulled over, there was no fucking open containers.
That's tremendous.
And you weren't going up and down the road throwing fucking cans of fucking beer out of the fucking car.
One time I remember we were driving down the road. It was me and Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce, and the three of us were riding, and we all did a bunch of ecstasy, and we stopped to pee, and I grabbed this styrofoam container, the lid, and the Shanghai comes around the side of the car. I scream as loud as I can and hit him in the head with the styrofoam lid. He almost had a heart attack and died. Oh, it was so funny, but it was so mean because he was so scared.
Who did you ride with? Who was your crew in the car, Scotty? Did you keep the same people with you when you go out, or was whoever was?
It depended on the territory. Like, I rode with Kevin and Nat and DDP and WCW, and then Pillman and Austin. We used to ride together. And then when I was Johnny Polo, I didn't because I didn't do that many shows because I was in the office, producing and whatever crap. But then when I went to ECW, I rode with Stevie Richards, my sidekick. So, and him and the Meanie, and then who else? And then me and Saturn became really close, and we started riding together.
I traveled with you and Saturn a couple. Remember that night we were at that? I don't know. We were someplace. Yeah, and the fight broke out.
Yeah.
A fight broke out in this barn. I mean, it was like a melee. And it was
like a movie western where everybody's fighting, they're grabbing chairs. And it all started with this girl smashed a glass in the guy's face or something, or a guy's head.
And we've like kind of just were standing there, and there was like an 8-foot force field around us.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like
nobody touched us.
Nobody came into it. And
nobody
we just
bumped us by accident.
No, it was just one of those moments in life.
And then we got the pirate flag up after that.
Yep. Arr.
Did you ever get to ride with the posse in ECW in the first run with Todd and Scorp and Fonzie?
No, I didn't.
In the Sandman van?
No, I didn't. Not that run. I didn't. But it's funny talking about pissing in the cars. We're riding in the Sandman van, and Tyler had to go to the bathroom. So Tyler pulls his pants down around his ankles, and his mom was a valet. She holds a bottle from the pee, and but he's so short that he can just stand up on the floor. It's just so weird looking. And the kid standing up in the car peeing.
The things you see on the road
Yeah.
in any federation.
And unfortunately, etched in your memory forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who was the worst person to ride with, Scotty? Enough of the pleasantries here. Who could you just not deal with? I think Danny Doring said it was you, but now who would you say it was?
Probably me. I talked too much. I was too egotistical.
He said it was stopping for food. He said, he always had to eat, and we were always stopping.
Yeah,
God forbid.
Yeah.
That fucking whole eating thing, boy.
And I don't think ECW, I don't think the runs were very long in ECW. I mean, maybe you had to drive to somewhere in Pennsylvania, more further west or something, or maybe Jersey.
I became worse to ride with over the years because as my career started to, especially at the WWE, and my career started to go down when I felt like it should be going up, I became like intolerable to be with, I think. Because I was always talking, what can I do to get me over? How can I, get a push, get a break, And so I wouldn't have wanted to ride with me at that time frame. Well, Canyon I rode a lot with too. Me and Canyon were really close.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I used to like when we'd all be in the car and like everybody would be having a discussion and it'd be going around. And from the back seats, you'd hear from Scotty. Now that's where you're wrong. I just was waiting. I'd always just wait. Like it's volleyed 3 times back to the back seat. Sooner or later, he's gonna. And that's where you're wrong.
We were eating in a restaurant one night before a shoot, and I had the great misfortune for the screen above us to turn to trivia. And there was like a gimmick on the table where you could answer, like everyone in the bar would hit the answer. And like, if you got it in fastest, like you saw the accumulation of points up there, and the meal went much longer than it needed to, obviously. What do you miss about the business, Scotty? We're talking about the horror stories, but there's gotta be stuff. Was it the camaraderie?
The comedy. Like the wrestling business has the funniest people on the planet, bar none. I mean, even Steve Blackman is hilarious. And you look at Steve Blackman and you would never think that's a funny guy because he's so serious, and he's such a badass. But Steve Blackman's actually hilarious,
As I tell people all the time, like a guy like Dean Malenko. Like Dean Malenko had some of that. He had that Bob Newhart, that dry, just like guys that you would never think would be funny or funny as fuck.
So few guys weren't funny. Like you'd be an anomaly. Like everybody was trying to jump their story in next. Some people were telling stories, and you never had to worry about people throwing, groaners out there because everybody was just funny, naturally.
Because the last thing you wanted to do was be a member of the non-funny diarrhea club.
The unfunny diarrhea club.
Yeah, the unfunny diarrhea club.
Was any time when you
hear a funny story, me and Kevin don't stay in touch that often because, it's just, we see each other though. It's great. But so I sent him a text and I sent him a picture. Dreamer had just made this picture with him naked except for the belt across his balls and his penis. And
what did he weigh at this time?
Probably 270.
Okay.
So he wasn't at his fattest. And so I sent Kevin a picture of that, and then I sent a picture of the 72 Olympia lineup, like the top 10 guys all posing from the 72 Olympia. And Kevin's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Don't you remember?" One of the funniest things he ever said was, he goes, "Dreamer looks like he won the Mr. Olympia in 72 Olympia and never worked out again." But it was I can picture from him. It must have been so weird seeing me send him a half nude picture, a completely nude picture of Tommy Dreamer.
I was like, I missed something. Like what? But see, that's the whole thing. You know, you always had a very good memory.
JCW Lunacy. New episodes every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. For over 25 years, JCW has delivered the very best in pro wrestling entertainment, bringing fans deep storytelling drama, gut-busting comedy, and unbelievable in-ring action. From wild characters to unforgettable rivalries, don't miss a single moment. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. JCW Lunacy.
Well, you can't be in Mensa unless you do, I think.
That's another thing too, man. There's some brilliant motherfuckers that are in the wrestling business.
You got to be smart to be on top.
Yeah.
And not just for leaving politics completely out of it.
Right.
You got to be smart just to be able to figure out spots and stuff. Yeah, and in getting the most out of the least.
And you got to know, I mean, and it comes with, of course, with the more time you're in the ring, but I always was amazed when you get to that point in your career where you lay something out, you call it, you do it, and it gets the exact response that you knew it was going to. And like you basically could maestro that fucking 10,000 people any which way you wanted to. You could fucking, yeah.
To me, it's always when I was like, I love the feeling when I'm on the cell and I'm half up and I'm half down and my feet are split apart and my body's getting like, I'm trying to lean forward to get up, but I can't quite get moving. And the audience is just with you. And when they're with you and you're like, I could fall down now. I could run. I could do anything. And they're just going to stay with you and be with
right.
it. It's the greatest feeling.
And I think that's what I always say that there's like three parts of the high of being a pro wrestler. The first one is when they hear your music, and the crowd, you know, if you're over, the crowd fucking pops. Then it's when they see you, and then it's when you get in the ring and you fucking you. That's like the third part of the entrance. You walk down and then you do whatever you're going to do. It's in the corner or whatever the fuck it is. And it's just like, there's not a drug that's been put on this planet that's higher, that makes you higher than that.
And I love that none of those three things have anything to do with the match.
None.
Right.
None.
Yeah, so much of what gets over has nothing to do with the match. Like, you should, like they say, you should have four distinct moves. But half my moves were like my pose, sitting in the corner, you know, and you don't need to have, you know, I tried to have a bunch of moves to go with it, but it was my gaga that, you know, and Kevin's gaga, you know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, it's like, it was always to work smarter. Not fucking harder.
Yeah.
Like I watch people, like I'll watch matches now and I'll watch like, not the bullshit flippy flops shit, but actual good chain wrestling. And you always think to yourself like, it would have took nothing to fucking been a decent, you know, because there were no 6'10" chain wrestlers. And I'm thinking, then I say to myself, okay, what would Scott Hall say if he was in the car with me? The reason there's no fucking 6'10" chain wrestlers is there's no reason to be a 6'10" chain wrestler. Like, why would you waste your fucking time?
Right.
You know?
I always figured the Undertaker, if he would have been 6'3" instead of 6'10", he would have had like twice the career that he had, and he had like as good a career as you can possibly have.
Yeah.
But if he could work, you know, but at 6'10", he couldn't. He had to be in the creature feature match.
Yeah. No, he was one of the first guys that kind of used some of the UFC holds and shit like that and bring it into pro wrestling.
Scotty, when you were in the Monster Factory, you know, the wrestling school is a thing, and I'm sure there's a very broad spectrum of competency in wrestling schools, right? Where would you have ranked the Monster Factory then, 80s, as far as preparedness for a young wrestler?
I don't know. Like, it was so much different back then. There weren't any schools to go to. Like, it wasn't. There was a Monster Factory. It was like the first school that there was for wrestling. And then and
Johnny
Larry-
Johnny Rods had something.
and Johnny
right?
Rods, yeah. And I think this bodybuilder Ken Passarello had a school attached to his gym or something. And Malenko's had one, but I tried to find the Malenko's, but I couldn't find anybody who had any number on them. So that's why I would have went to the Malenko school instead.
Remember the
But-
first place I got dragged down to was fucking Matsuda's down in Tampa, who broke
Really?
it all. Yeah, that was the first place they brought me to, and God, what was the name of that gym down there? Fuck, it was like a famous old school Tampa gym. It was almost like Vince Guarana's, but it was the Tampa version of. I can't think of the guy's name now that owned the gym. But I met him down there, and I was 300, but the last thing he wanted was like anybody like me to break into business, and it was like everything he could do to he was trying to get me to go to Japan to a dojo and fucking like wash the fucking guys' backs, like learn respect and all this shit. And I was like,
Was this before you went to the power plant, I guess?
well, I never went to the power plant because it was just Jodie Hamilton had a school.
Oh,
Down
that's
in
right.
down in Lovejoy. Yeah, and I mean, it was just me and Sarge, and there was like a 6'5" guy there named Todd Alberling, and Todd's a cop now, but he was like the only guy that could really work down there, and me and him just like we just do a couple, we'd go down there, but that was back when you did the 500 Hindu squats, the step ups, then you got in the corner and you did the arm drag. Fucking everybody took an arm drag. Everybody took you took more fucking bumps in 2 days of wrestling school than you did fucking the first year in the business.
Yeah.
Because that's all you did. I remember at one time they had me and Brian Clark down there, and we were doing running fucking scissor lock takeovers on each other. So running up, putting our heads, and I think fucking Brian was probably 6'7", 6'8", and we're fucking taking each other over on doing shit and doing it for like day after day after day until we got it down. And then when it came time to work, going like, well, where the fuck would we put that in? But
Those schools, some of it was just to make you break a sweat, right? To be able to.
It was to break you.
no,
to break
that's
you,
exactly to break
right.
you. What it was, they would have these tryouts, and back then, and people don't remember that it was $1,500 for the tryout, for the Saturday tryout. So you paid $1,500, and then you went in there and they Hindu squatted you, step up, fucking. Then they put you in the fucking ring with two fucking shooters, who by that time you could barely fucking stand. They'd fucking sugar you. Then you'd fucking go and run around the outside of the Quonset hut. Then you'd fucking run the ropes. And then fucking they wouldn't smarten you up. They wouldn't tell you it was a fucking work. And they'd say, okay, Monday at fucking, 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever the time was, is the next. And fucking nobody would ever come back. And they would fucking take those 10 guys and take their $1,500. And I remember I fucking showed up on Monday, and there was a pay telephone out front, and I called the number I had, and I think it was Mike Atkins answered it. and who was one of the refs at WCW, and he basically said, like, you're not going to believe this, but one of the fucking guys came back, and he's like, and Jodie said, which one? He goes, the big one. And Jodie drove down.
Right.
And
Nice.
and Jodie drove down, and we went in, and there was a fucking, like, he had like a little office, and he fucking, because I showed back up, he immediately smartened me up. Like we talked psychology and shit like that before I could even fucking could do 3 moves. Like he started to immediately smarten me up. He's just like, okay, if this big fucker wants to do this,
Well,
then
yeah.
I'll smart. You got, if you're not smart, fucking you ain't gonna get shit.
Well, coming
Yeah.
back impressed him, but you were obviously prepared that Saturday, and you probably prepared because Mando kept you not inoffensive to whoever you were, those 2 shooters you were put in the ring with. Probably a great gradient of odor passing through there that day, but not if you have whole body odor control via Mando. Okay, clinically proven 72-hour control. What the hell are we talking about? 72 hours? It's absolutely true, 72 hours. And there's science to back it up. This is safe for the whole body, by the way. Pits, package, feet, everywhere in between. If there's odor, you can hit it with Mando. We've got the invisible spray, which I love. I bring it to the Florida crib here. I keep it stocked down here when I'm not home. Okay, the stick, which everyone loves, and the cream, it rubs in like a lotion, for the hard to reach areas, like your taint. 4 cologne quality scents, bourbon leather, Mount Fuji Pro Sport, Clover Woods. I've tried them all. You can't go wrong. We love it. Kevin talks about, keeps the spray still in the glove, Kev?
No, it's actually in my front seat now.
Now, right in the front seat. He needs it so often he doesn't even want to have to open the glove, the middle console. He wants to hit it as he drives. And it's created by a doctor, saw firsthand how normal BO is being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Mando whole body deodorant is powerful enough for the toughest body odor. And all the extras you get: aluminum free, baking soda free, cruelty free, dye free, vegan. What the hell are you waiting for? Mando's starter pack, which you're looking at there, it's perfect for new customers to secure some last minute stocking stuffers. Imagine that. Hi, Merry Christmas. Here's some deodorant. Special offer for our listeners. New customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code, which is KLIQ. That's Kliq. Go to shopmando.com for 20% site-wide plus free shipping. SHOPMANDO. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered. Deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains. Hello to long-lasting freshness. Don't let the meat sweats get you this holiday season. Your friends and family will thank you. Thank you, Mando, for supporting us as always. A fine product.
Does that mean Mando Guerrero?
It's one of the Guerreros. He was behind this. He financed the doctor who created this to do all the research. Worst smelling wrestler, since we're on Mando. Go ahead, Scotty. Who was it? Who gassed you out?
I don't want to say because I don't want to insult them. Nash, Kevin, you know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Vader?
You can say Vader. It's
no,
fine.
it was before the head.
Oh.
Back in the old days, but then he got it under control, though.
Probably goes Mando, hopefully. Scotty, we have questions from our live audience.
I got to think who it was.
Oh, you want to? All right, let's get it. Well, is he going to give it? Are you going to give it to him if he's right, Scotty?
I'll give it to him after the show. Yeah, I don't want to say on the show. It's not nice.
Give us the Federation. It's WCW, isn't it?
Could be.
It could be. All right.
All right. I know who it is, but I'm not. Yeah, they're living, so we got to.
Is it a man at least? Because I'd hate to have stories.
There was no women back then.
Oh, okay. Well, there were the valet.
Yeah,
there
women
was
didn't come along until they're not prevalent anyway.
Yeah, not till 96, 95.
We have questions in the
something like
house
that.
from the live audience. If you want to be part of the live audience here, you're going to go to kliqthistv.com and join the live shows. And that's what you pay for. Opportunities to ask people a question like Ace Ramon, did Kevin and Raven ever feud?
No, but I was his corner man against Johnny B. Bad in the boxing match.
Yeah. And then where we had to put water in my glove just so I could
Yeah.
knock out Johnny Bad. And instead of a horseshoe, they wanted
We,
a
we
water.
did
they wanted-
the old watered down 16-ounce glove.
Oh, and Mark Murrow, Johnny Bad was pissed because he was a Golden Gloves boxer, you know.
Right.
And so he was, you know, so if it would have been a real like a shoot. So he's like, oh, I shouldn't be, you shouldn't be able to knock me out. I'm like, it's okay. Get
Yeah,
over it.
right. Come on, man.
It wasn't Mark that smelled, right? We just
No,
did this,
no.
it's okay. Now, he looks like he smells good. Oh, here it is. Actually, here's a little clip from the event.
Didn't we just do nothing and then somebody hit the ring or something?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yes, this is February 1998 on a Thunder. It was called a Ravens Rules match, where you would square up and then other people would jump into the ring. So
Yeah,
you've
I found
technically
way-
had a
found
match
way to,
together.
I found a way to keep from getting pile driven.
Very good. Who's next? Let's see. Let's keep it moving here. Thank you, Ace. Kevin Gilbalt. How are you doing, sir, health-wise? And was there anyone you enjoyed giving the DDT to? Thank you so much for the memories. Quote the Raven, Nevermore.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Like I said, it's sleep disorder, so I got to take a nap every day. So I wake up like 10, 15 times a night, and so I'm exhausted when I wake up. I got early onset Parkinson's, but it's not bad. And then I had my shoulder replaced. I had both knees replaced in 22. My shoulder replaced in 23. Spinal stenosis in 24. So this year I'm hoping to have nothing. But yeah, you got to pay the piper. You got to pay the price. You know, I mean, I went years and years and years without surgeries or health problems other than mental illness, which is what are you gonna do? But it all could be much worse. So I try not to complain about it.
Have you tried a CPAP machine?
Yeah. I got the special one, the ASV, that actually breathes for you. It forces you to breathe the air.
That's why I have the same one.
Yeah, because my brain says the air pumps the CPAP. It just puts the air there, and my body goes, so we're not going to do anything with this.
So I've had it now for I think 28 days, and I woke up this morning, and it was 7 hours and 11 minutes I'd been asleep, and my apnea. But see, mine's computer generated, so I don't have to stop breathing. My oxidation just has to go below 85%. And so basically for the 7 hours, I averaged 2.1 episodes. And when I first had my sleep test, it was 11. So
that would be more than.
no,
Yes.
was that?
That would
Yeah.
be. That's quoting that line from
Oh yeah.
from the women's softball movie. What was that called?
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes. John Lovitz goes. That would be more than.
Yes. So 11 was more than 2. So, but my whole thing is, since I've been taking it or been using it, I haven't. I used to every night. I usually come home from the gym around 5:36. By 6:30, I'd be sound asleep, and then Tamara would wake me up about 7:30 to eat. So I'd snooze a good 45 minutes to an hour. I have not done that one time since I've been on
That's great,
this.
man. That's great.
Yeah. So
More questions for
how old are you now?
Raven.
How old are you now, Scotty?
61.
I'm 66.
Remember when Paige was 66 when we were still in our 30s?
Yeah.
You got a late start. Who's next?
Yeah, Paige is Paige ended up the healthiest one of all of us.
Yep.
And he's like 70 now. And he's doing
He's
amazing.
69. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Ace Ramon wants to know, how are things with you and CM Punk now, Scotty?
Oh, we get along fine. I mean, we don't see each other hardly ever. I saw him, but people will tell me like he's done interviews where he's put me over and I put him over. So, I mean, obviously I guess, there's no heat or anything.
Okay, very good.
Have you found that like as you get older, like even guys that you had like legitimate heat with and a reason to, like it's like fuck it, like
Yeah, I can't be bothered.
No, I don't have the real estate in my brain to fucking have some heat over some fucking fake wrestling bullshit that happened 22 years ago in Topeka. Like, fuck, man.
Anyone else in the house want to throw something in there? Ivan's True Family Stories. What were your thoughts when Kidman went over Hogan clean? Thank you. Can't wait to see the documentary.
I have no idea what I thought. That was a long time ago, but probably that Hogan still got over and Kidman didn't, because Hogan knew how to work, and Kidman is amazing talent athletically, but at that point he didn't have the psychology. And just because the internet wanted something doesn't mean that the rest of the world wanted it.
Scotty, one of the things that comes up with you a lot too, the Rats were very into you, right? I mean, you clearly had your pick of the litter, of action out on the road, after the events.
I think it would be the pick of the pack. I think rats are in packs.
Oh, they travel in packs, right? Or gaggles, maybe a gaggle.
Because of geese.
This is something that you took full advantage of?
Yeah. I used to card women though, because I was afraid I'd get, because underage girls were looking 25 at the time. So I started card, and then when Art Barr got arrested for rape, I was like, I gotta start carding people, you know what I mean? And so I started carding women, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm 18." I'm like, "Well, let me see your ID." They're like, "I don't have one. I left it at home." I'm like, "Yeah, and then you can't do anything then."
Right. And they were never hot enough where you would roll the dice?
No, I never was rolling the dice on that.
Right.
Do you remember how over Art was as Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
And he did, man, that fucking shit went down and he vanished. He vanished.
Yeah, he ended up in Mexico.
Yep. But he was fucked in the States.
Was he doing Leatherface too? Was that him or
No?
No.
I got to get out of here. I got to do my own podcast in about 5 minutes.
So let's remind everyone that Nevermore, The Raven Effect, will be available November 18th on the streamer near you. And how about some appearances? Where are you going to be? Where can someone come up and shake your hand, or maybe show you their ID and blow you?
I'm not sure where I'm at. We did all the pre-screenings for the documentary already. We went to like Chicago and Philly and Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, but we went to the Plaza Theater. Remember that, Kev?
Yeah.
That's where we had it at. And so just finished up with all the pre-release screenings. And now I'm taking some weeks off because I'm such a sloth. And
dude, we deserve it.
yeah, I'm like, man, I don't know how I put my body and my brain through what I went through. You did say it right. We all have PTSD from it, though.
Yeah, we do, and it's one of those things where when people look at you and they're like, "Yeah, but you do it all over again." I don't just fucking just go, "Oh yeah, of course." I'm like, fuck no, man. Like,
I
no, I
wouldn't.
wouldn't.
People say, "Do you have any regrets?" I'm like, I got a shit ton.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Anybody who says they don't have any, I'm happy with how I turned out, but I would do so many things differently in the attempt to get where I got much sooner. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks again, Raven. People can find you on the socials, and then they can come out and meet you and say hi to you then.
Yeah, the Raven Effect is all my socials are the Raven Effect. The Raven Effect podcast is my podcast. Well, we don't talk about wrestling. We talk about we call it adjacent to wrestling adjacent.
That's what we are too. We're not even adjacent. We're actually perpendicular.
Before we leave, did anybody see the Japanese photography of the Atlas A1 today?
I'll get to that after I dismiss Scotty.
Pretty frightening.
Thank you, Scotty. Again, listen, I'm planting a seed. You should write a book.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks. It's great to see you, Scotty.
You too. It's great talking to both of you.
Love you, Scotty.
Take care,
you guys too, man.
All right. Love Scotty, man.
It's right there.
There he is. Still, we can love him.
You
We
don't
can
have
love
to
him
stop loving him.
here or afar or anything. Man,
I just really want to say I would like to love him long time Joe. Ding, 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 ding,
I don't know if we're
ding,
allowed
ding,
to.
ding,
Are we
ding,
allowed to
ding,
do
ding,
that
ding.
yet? We allowed.
You keep saying you've got something for me. Hey, man, that's fucking Full Metal.
Good God. One of the good guys in the business, one of the guys.
Oh, yeah. Smart as fuck, man.
God, so smart and dodged those big bullets that we talked
Thank
about.
God.
So many didn't, and it sounds like with his intake, he could have been one of those stories, and wasn't.
I think, you know what, man, that as I get older and I've turned back to a belief system, nobody slips through that crack unless they've got another reason, a divine reason for them to, because we were playing Russian roulette back then with an automatic pistol.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know? I mean, every time you pulled the trigger, there's so many times we all should be dead.
Yeah.
But
it was when I was saying to Scotty before, like I was surprised when I heard about the heart attack. You're right, and what you said was really poignant. Like, so many got, like Rick Rude was like 40 whatever, right? And like,
fuck it.
Like I shouldn't have been surprised.
I mean, look at fucking
Hennig.
Rude. Rude was shredded.
Yeah.
Rude was probably fucking walking around at 8% body fat, if.
Yeah.
It's just.
That's crazy. That's
fucking,
crazy.
It's, you think a pain pill is just a pain pill, but man, it's like, it's no different than heroin.
I know.
You're basically doing like, do some heroin and then fucking, follow it with a half a bottle of Jack.
Yeah.
See how that fucking next day turns out for you, if you see it or not.
Yeah, I get it.
And I mean, I was, when he said he was shooting 1580s, I took 180 one time on a fucking plane, oxys.
Yeah. Don't you have an adverse reaction to those?
And man, you talking about sick?
Right.
I threw up fucking. I was in the bathroom and on my fucking badass knees over that fucking steel. Basically, my knees were in piss, throwing up for fucking 25 minutes.
Wow.
And I came out, and it looked like somebody hit me with a fucking water balloon. I was sweating so bad.
And then never again, right?
I said, fuck that.
Right.
But every time I tried to take a pain pill, and it wasn't because I wanted to get high. I was fucking in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Last week, we have some feedback from last week's show, Tyndall 10. If you guys ever break up, the show won't work. You two are literally the definition of chemistry in the dictionary. Some people
don't
feel
tell
that
Gwen
way.
Stefani and Blake Shelton that.
Right. True. San Diego's greatest. Sean, it was Bob Backlund who stole the ambulance, and Waltman did tell the story. He needed the ambulance legitimately, and Backlund had looted it. Thank you for that. Do over to the insurance industry is the legal version of the mafia. You eagerly give your money, and they take it. Karma, and let you think it's for your benefit. And when you request that benefit you've been paying premiums for, they whack you.
Holy shit, we just got our insurance premiums down here. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, is this for SAG?
No, I'm talking about for our home insurance.
Oh.
Property
What changed? Is it because of weather?
I guess that, I mean, they took such a fucking beating, in the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area.
Right.
And there's only a couple of fucking providers, so everybody, they don't have to fix. It's the only business I know of. If you're in the red one year, you're in the black the next because they fucking just fucking they recovered their fucking losses.
Yeah.
So
Call reviewer 2010. The average person in Michigan, low income or unemployed, only gets $178 a month in SNAP. That barely buys groceries in today's economy.
did you read some of the fucking people that left things and saying, "Oh, I got a guy on my street that's getting 2 Social Security checks," and it's like, you know what? It's just like when I walk through the airport and some guy walks up and he goes, "You know what, man? I got a fucking cousin that's about, I don't know, maybe 3 inches taller than you and about fucking 40 pounds heavier. And it's been going on my whole life. And I don't know where these motherfuckers live or what they do, but I never run into them. But
this is bizarre. People come up to tell you that they know someone who,
they'll shake
so they
your
try
hand.
to best you.
Yeah, like, you're a big fucking dude, but my cousin, my cousin's about 3 inches taller than you, but he's probably about 40 pounds heavier. I'd be like, okay, so you got a 7'2" fucking cousin in my prime that weighs fucking 400.
Yeah, she's probably not pretty either.
No, not at all. So, I mean, it was just like these people that it's the same as the speaking point of the Democrats want $500 million so they can give all the illegals fucking health insurance. And I think that talking point is no longer.
I was going to say that's another thing that's kind of been dropped and debunked. So though they're going to have to find something else because they can't. I understand the plight on the Republican side. If you're trying to sell this bill, you've got to do the scare stuff like the illegal aliens and all that. Trans studies, there's all this money going to be going to that. You can't say, we just want to take all this money and give ourselves tax breaks, because that won't be popular. So they're going to have to find the next one if they want.
Well, I don't know, man. When you've got 42 million Americans on SNAP, and they're not being fed right now, you've got fucking a fifth of our country not eating. That's about as close to a fucking minor zombie apocalypse as you're going to probably find.
I was going to say, you want to get people to take action who might have been of a more civil mind, starve them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's time
and
for...
they know who's fucking... They're not stupid enough to not know who's in charge right now. Because the Democrats ain't running shit.
Understood. It's time for Big Sexy. How about a couple of letters sent to Dear Abby? What if they were sent to Kevin Nash and he were to answer them and give his advice? We so enjoy this segment. First letter, Dear Sexy, my husband and I are celebrating our 2nd anniversary. For the most part, we're very happy. He's the best friend I've ever had. The problem is his family. They're wonderful people who have welcomed me with open arms, but they are also extremely clingy and lack common boundaries. We recently moved to a larger home that's closer to them but farther from my family. Now that we live closer, they constantly pop in unannounced for visits at inconvenient times. His mother has been told numerous times that we are private people and don't like a lot of company, but she still keeps doing the same thing. She's also trying to throw parties at our house and talking about putting in a pool. Sexy, when one family member shows up, you can almost guarantee 2 or 3 more will show up after. Please help. That's from Losing It in Alabama.
So you can feel the vibe of that as like a 70s vibe. People just don't drop by anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I remember when I was a kid, man, that we'd have a couple of relatives that and they'd fucking pull up in the fucking driveway, and fucking, man, my mom would fucking usher us to the hall, and fucking we'd go on fucking just dead silence.
Oh, so that no one was home, so they'd think that the
they'd
house was empty.
fucking knock you up. They'd knock out, fuck my mom and be like, fuck them.
Well, you had a cool mom.
Yeah, but hey, I was so blessed to have the fucking mom I had. But my mom was like, you ain't dropping by, you know.
You have pictures of your parents? Would
Yeah.
you be willing to show them? We talk about Bob all that. What was your mom's name?
Wanda.
We talk about Bob and Wanda on here. We should bring them up when we talk about Bob and Wanda.
I know that there's pictures of both of them on my Instagram.
Oh, all right. So we'll fish those out for when they're relevant. So what should this person do with the no boundaries, mom showing up, inviting other people, for Christ's sake?
That's on. I mean, that's on the husband, man. He's got to get that shit under control.
Especially if it was the 70s.
Yeah, but I mean, even now, if it's happening tomorrow, you know, you've got to fucking look at where it's coming from. So Alabama, you could maybe just be fucking one trailer park away. So you can probably stop right by. You maybe drive your golf cart over. But
you don't want to offend either, right? So she said the family's been welcoming, but they're just too much.
You know, I don't have a problem telling. Well, I mean, do like I do. Just buy hurricane shutters and leave them down all the time.
And like your mom, and just the doorbell rings, you go in the hallway and you're quiet.
Yeah.
And that's the end.
And they'll say, "Well, your car was there." You know, that's. But now, like
Took a walk.
our cars are in the garage. We don't have cars out, so.
I also think that if that was tried on your property, there'd be a danger of something else maybe coming out of the door if there was a stranger on the door. Oh, well, it was this family, but if it's dark, you don't know.
Well,
Someone
number
was shot
one,
today
I mean, my mother-in-law. I mean, she lives close, but she never. I mean, she lives on. Nobody lives on the peninsula. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to fucking, you know, to get to our house. You got to have a reason to go, you know, down that beach
down
road.
that far.
Yeah.
Well, the lighthouse, right? Maybe no.
I mean,
or is that not accessible from that road?
no,
I
you
don't
can.
know.
Yeah, the light. I mean, the lighthouse is past my house, but it's just like. I remember when I moved here, I thought, man, I said, there's really not. I said, well, that lighthouse. I'm thinking, how many fucking people are actually going to go to a lighthouse and walk up fucking like 280 fucking, it's like the tallest lighthouse on the East Coast. It's like, they're not going to fucking, I've never been inside it.
Might be the tallest in the East Coast, but I got a cousin that lives out in Portland, and it's 25 feet taller than your fucking lighthouse.
And the fucking and the fucking the lights fucking 9,000 watts fucking brighter. Jesus.
Another letter, dear sexy, my sister is cheap. She's also not good at choosing gifts for people. Often the things she gives are worse than if she'd done nothing at all. An example, she was just here visiting and brought my 4-year-old a toy car she'd picked up at a garage sale. Fine so far. But one of the wheels was broken off. She had the wheel in her purse and said something about gluing it back on. This isn't the first time this has happened. There's a history of clothes that are too small, ripped or dirty, toys sent so late the child has long outgrown that stage. It's not a matter of money. She's the director of a large law school, so she can buy anything she likes. It's a matter of attention. I've spoken to her several times about not bringing gifts anymore. But she glosses over the disappointment and says she loves seeing the kids and the things she brings. Someday, my kids will be old enough to see her behavior as quirky, but for now, I want it to stop. Am I right? That is from Gift Rift in the West.
I would if I had made a point that she needs to stop it. When she gave my kid the gift, I would already have smartened the kid up. And I'd say, T, is that something you want? He'd be, no, Dad. I'd say, good. But what do we do with stuff we don't want? Give it to me, and I'll go throw it in the garbage. And I'd throw it in the garbage right in front of her face.
That would be the end of that, right?
That'd be the end of that, and then she'd probably storm out and hopefully not come back. And if she did come back, hopefully it was empty-handed.
This is the high spot of the show, brought to you by Mickey Ray, Sinatra, and Courtney, and their Get Blitzed Lit Aid. It's available now. The Kliq this Get Blitzed Lit Aid mixers in cans. Grab them, Kev's Key Lime, Sean's Blue Raz, and then if you want to be your own freaking mixologist with the THC action, you can get the Delta 9 Sip and Syrup. It's nano-infused. It means it goes right into the bloodstream, bypassing any breakdown in the liver, kind of like alcohol. It's a tolerance killer. If you're in Maryland, you can visit one of the Stay Lit smoke shops. But for the rest of us, it's legal to ship right from the Get Blitzed website to almost all 50 states without a med card as long as you're over 21. And right now you can save 15% when you enter the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, at checkout. You can do that at get-blitzed.com, get-blitzed.com. And that code is KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, to save 15% on your order. I guarantee you're going to love the pre-mixed Kliq this Lit Aid mixers. I'm out of them. I got to reorder. I got to re-up. Kevin gives them as gifts sometimes, for God's sakes, to the people in his life. Go check them out. They've got that and so much more. Get-blitzed.com. Thank you, Mickey. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Get Blitzed. Steve put the recorded ads here.
Raven sent me a text message. He said, thanks, Kev. Make sure you tell Sean thank you also.
Okay, sweet. Love you, Baba. And it's time for our audience to get their questions into Mr. Nash. Round us out here.
I saw where Wesley has a picture of my mom and my dad.
Oh, I didn't see that. Let's see.
Yeah. I think he sent them to Steve.
Bring it up, Steve-O, whenever we're ready. Oh, I get to meet Bob and Wanda for the first time. We've talked about Bob a lot. Bob's wisdom.
There's Bob. I look like Bob.
I was going to say, I see that for sure. I don't know your siblings, but I can certainly see you in that. And with Mom. Okay,
there's Mom.
Give me the circa, what, are you in front of a Raw banner, maybe? I see the
No,
red.
that's Master Blaster.
Cobo
Hall,
in
1990.
Wow. Wonderful. Those of you listening, more reason to watch us.
Pull up my mom. Pull my mom up. I don't want to see me. I just want to see my mom's face.
The cameraman zoom.
Is
that a young Tamara I'm seeing on the bottom there with young Nash?
Pull that one. Can you pull that one to the next one with Tamara and I?
Oh my God, you look like goddamn teenagers.
Tamara's 21 in that picture.
Wow.
I'm 28.
So these are the cheetah days right there, right?
Yeah. Yep, I'm bouncing at the cheetah. That's my
80, what do we say, 1980?
88?
I'm guessing from the hair. Tamara's got that oversized sweater thing going. So, yeah, I'd put it at 88. Richard Marx on the radio telling you to hold on to the night.
Fuck yeah, babe. I look like I could be with anyone at that point. Free. I could be with Steppenwolf. I could slide in with...
Yes, 2 decades after Steppenwolf. Slade. Wow. Was that Ballroom Blitz?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Or was that
Slade had that big sound, that anthemic sound.
Do you know what? There's a song that... So I've been listening to a lot of classic vinyl because that's kind of what I grew up with, because the R&B is too sporadic. The serious R&B goes all over the place.
Well, which one do you go to? If you do the soul, what's it called? Soul. That's a good one. There are 2. I'll send you them.
I mean, I listen. I go back and forth, but the last 4 or 5 days, I've been listening to classic vinyl, and I want to think the band is called Badfinger,
mm-hmm.
And whatever Badfinger's song is, I thought my entire life it was the Beatles. I'll have to fucking, man, maybe it's Day After Day. Day after day.
That is a very McCartney-esque hook. You're right.
If you're ever, do you know the song I'm talking about?
I totally know the song you're talking about.
Yeah,
of course.
my whole life, I fucking have thought that was a Beatles song, and it's Badfinger.
You were today years old when you learned that was not the Beatles.
Yep.
Hot shizzle. Who's in the house with questions? Hopefully,
But you would have never had that
other
shit back in
Badfinger
the
hits.
day. You never would have had that back in the day because you never had a computer screen in your car that told you who was fucking, what this. Have you ever listened to the Pearl Jam network on Sirius?
No.
So I'm not kidding. It was like probably 10, 12, 15 years ago. A friend of mine that's a huge Pearl Jam, just beyond fan. I mean, it's just, he loves Pearl Jam almost as much as my buddy George in Detroit. But he gave me, I think, 12 or 15 discs that were Pearl Jam discs that were from different, Osaka. It was like a Pearl Jam from Osaka.
So like bootleg concerts.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it would have the date and where, when I was listening to the Pearl Jam on Sirius, and it was like, they were singing a song, and you could tell it was live, and then on the Sirius thing, it said where they were, and it was somewhere in Japan, and it has the year, and I'd sit and listen to it, for probably, I don't know, half hour, and it was like all those bootleg things that I had that my buddy gave to me ended up being how they present their music now on their Sirius station. So
Nothing's a mystery anymore, Kevin. Everything's
man.
immediate, and
it's unbelievable.
all right, wrap us up here. Who's got questions for Kevin?
We still don't know what this atlas is, though. Is it man-made? Is it? It's definitely not man-made. It would be alien-made. Or is it just a comet?
I was ready all weekend last week, and I was looking up.
It's supposed to be coming. It's supposed to be coming around the moon, right? Or coming around the sun right now. So we should be getting some. I just can't believe. I just can't believe that there's no real coverage of any sort.
Well, because it's not in the bill, so the news is not.
Well, yeah, but it's like that horrific UPS crash.
Oh, I keep seeing that again.
Oh, but I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were talking back and forth in the gym, and I said, I give that one more news day, like psycho-wise, and it's gone. Like that's as horrific as that is. It will I'll be surprised when I go home and rewatch, because I always watch NBC Nightly News. I'll be surprised if I catch.
Are you talking about the 6:30 broadcast?
Yeah.
I had it on here. It was on. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was NBC though. I can't remember if it was NBC. Who's what's the guy? Who's the host of the one you watch?
Oh God, I don't even know what the new guy's name is.
Yeah.
Used to be Lester Holt. It's the guy that took his spot.
Anyway,
it's Tom something. I don't know.
Tom.
Sorry,
Ford.
dude. You're not that over yet. Took me a while to get. It took me a while to absorb. Yeah.
Thomas.
I knew it was Tom.
Yeah. I don't think it was.
We're on first name. Hey, if I know your first name, that's fucking huge.
All right, who's in the house? Give us love. Mark Caps, any memories of the Public Enemy? I watched your Nitro match where you almost dropped Rocco before putting him through a table.
I know that Scott wanted to kill him. And then they weren't a good influence for Scott. I wasn't a big fan of theirs.
Well, it was more, I think, it was more Johnny, right, that had the issues. I mean, Rocco might have also. He just...
Yeah, Rocco. I got along okay with Rock. Yeah, they would. I fucking found them in Moline before the pay-per-view in a room, and I wasn't real happy with them. And I had to grab Scott and say, "Come on, man, we ain't doing this."
Okay.
So.
Next. Ace Ramon, I read somewhere that Davey Boy was having contract negotiations in '96 and could have been the fourth man in the NWO. Was that on the table? And what was he like when he came to WCW in '98?
I never heard that.
Never heard that.
In '96.
Was he all right in '98?
Yeah. I always got along good with Davey.
Okay.
I
know he was another one with issues that began to overtake the in-ring stuff sometimes.
Yeah, he was a funny fucker though, man.
Yeah.
I worked with him a lot as Diesel. Both with him, Yoko, and Owen, and Solo. I think we did. I know we had one in your house match.
Yeah, he had that big solo push at that time. His singles push.
Yeah.
Dynamite was already gone. All right. Hi, Britt. Thanks for the compliments on my glasses. Why are wrestling legends who now podcast acting surprised about the low ticket sales? People are one crisis away from being homeless, and half the country can't even food shop right now. It's enlightening.
But you're not hearing anybody on this.
Not on this one. No.
On this podcast. Not that I'm saying I'm a legend by any means, but yeah, it's like when people want you to go and do a personal appearance, and it's just like people don't have fucking money for food, daycare. They can't afford medical. I don't think they need an 8x10 and a selfie with me. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Britt, no, you guys are very aware. We woke and stuff. Dom, don't forget about the Busted Open shout out. Oh yeah, they talked about you, Kevin. Who was it? Bubba? Is Dom there? Okay, so this is Brett. More info. Is Uncle Kev aware of the shout-out he got on Bust Open Radio by Bubba Dudley on Monday? Gave him flowers about his power bomb while talking about Jade versus Tiffany.
I don't know. Bubba and I, we've always gotten along, especially when we were together at TNA.
Very good. So getting love.
We had an ongoing. We've got like some ongoing things where if we'll see each other and we'll make eye contact and fucking raise an eyebrow, and it's like it has a whole different meaning between Bubba and me than
Well, you can't starve us. You can't starve us out here with.
Or we do the cigarette fucking deal, the puff of the cigarette, like.
You gonna smarten us up?
No, because it's no, I can't smart. It's it would.
It could be detrimental.
Hugely.
To the peace talks. To the peace talks.
Yes, it could start genocide somewhere else on the planet.
Kliq, this is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast E, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver, producer Steve Kaufman, graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver, no relation. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2025, Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, you want to do another one?
Yeah, we have to, because I didn't even get a chance to put over Jade being world champion.
You could do that now.
Huh?
You could do that now. Or we could do it next week.
We'll do it next week. She'll still be champ. It's almost like a different human. Like she's such a fucking great Nash. I was, we text back and forth, and when I talked to her at SummerSlam, I said, "Girl, man, they gotta turn you fucking heel." And man, she's a natural fucking heel. And she's tough as fucking nails too, man.
Very few businesses that's a compliment in.
What's that?
You're a natural heel.
She is though, man. She's just
in this business, that's a compliment.
Yeah, she's fucking money. Who's gonna beat her?
Yeah,
Pick
right.
somebody on that fucking roster that's gonna beat her.
Let us free to fade away into eternity. Circulate, you've come to love me, but now I'm frozen in dead flesh. Oh, Sophie, knew all along it was a dream, but the customer service never answers the thing.